Yo, what is going on, guys? It is YouTube Xeon or whatever floats your boat here, and yeah, today I'm gonna be telling you guys the story of how I shit myself while two girls were sucking my dick while I was also running a marathon in the Olympics. So yeah, this story is 100% true, not fake. All jokes aside, yo, YouTube Xeon, if you're watching this, bro, I fuck with your videos. That was totally a joke about your content, bro. Don't get hard feelings. He makes like a fucking diss track on me. I laugh, but yo, YouTube Xeon, no hard feelings, bro. I actually like your content. But yeah, today I got a pretty chill story for you guys. Today I'm gonna be talking about the time my brother almost found my weed. The story was a really close call. It was one of those stories that it's pretty funny. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Starting off, you know, this was my third time or fourth time smoking weed, and the first two or three times I smoked weed, I didn't get high. I had never really gone high. I wasn't inhaling the weed, right? The first couple times I smoked weed. So, you know, I had just gone home from a trip, and I wanted to try smoking weed again because I had started watching a Jewel Sesh YouTuber. This was around the time when OG Nick started making videos, and this was around the time where I got my first Jewel, right? So essentially, I learned I knew how to inhale right now, and essentially, I wanted to smoke weed, and luckily I look on my friend's story that exact day I wanted to smoke weed, and he's selling weed. He's like I got gas on deck, $10 a G, and so of course I swipe up. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to smoke. Can you hook me up? And do you want to smoke with me? And he's like, nah. He's like, I'm really busy right now. I got a lot of people hitting me up about smoking and stuff like that. I'm like, crap. I'm like, okay, bro, no worries. Because he's one of like my really close friends. He's actually the person I smoked weed with the first two times I smoked weed, and I didn't get high either of those times because I wasn't inhaling the weed right. And essentially, you know, I ask him like, hey, can you roll the weed for me and put it in like a cigarette or a blunt or something? I'll pay you like a couple of dollars extra. I got you. And he's like, I don't got any blunts, but I'll roll it into little pieces for you because you don't know how to. Because I don't know how to roll. Okay, maybe I'm a lightweight, maybe I am, but okay, I don't mind being a lightweight. At least I'm not some fiend. Okay, at least I'm not a crackhead. Okay. Yes, I am a crackhead, but no, I'm joking. But all jokes aside, I really don't know how to roll. I've never rolled. Whenever I do smoke weed, like I'll smoke weed every like month and a half, and I'll smoke weed a lot, and I'll usually just smoke with some of my good friends, and they'll usually roll it because, you know, I don't know how to roll, and essentially, you know, I buy this weed off him, and this was actually my first time ever rolling, and you know, this leads into my first time smoking weed. And this night, okay, I go into my brother's car because my brother was working up in Delaware around this time because he had just started like a new business venture to like help different restaurants improve their service, and he was working up in Delaware on something, and he had left his car here in Florida, and his car has like this really strong air freshener, and he smokes weed occasionally, so if his car smells like weed, it's not a big deal, right? And so I decided, I'm gonna go in my brother's car and roll it there and try to do everything there because it would be so much easier than like finding a place and just getting caught outside. I'd rather just be in a car. So it's like 10:30 at night. I'm rolling this weed, and the funniest part, okay, I had to use a cigarette to smoke this weed because and the cigarettes I used, okay, the cigarettes that I used. The one I had, okay, it was one of those cigarettes that was like fully filled with tobacco. It wasn't one of those ones that, you know, is like has like that little filter on the end. It was one of the cigarettes that is like fully filled with tobacco. So essentially, I'm just sitting here, you know, trying to push this tobacco out of the cigarette, and it took like a good 30 minutes to get like a good amount, more than half of this tobacco out of the cigarette without breaking the cigarette. So I'm just pushing all these little tobacco pieces onto the floor of my brother's car because I figured, I'll clean it up in like a week or two, because my brother was out of town and he wasn't planning on coming back in town for another 6 months. And so I was like, no worries, I'll clean this up in like a week or two. I'll clean it up in the morning. And so I ended up finishing rolling everything, and you know, that will be important later in the story. So, you know, I ended up smoking weed for the first time. It was a crazy story. I'm gonna save that story and that high for another time. I'm having vivid memories of that my first time smoking weed right now as I'm telling this. And so I had left after I had done smoking weed for the first time. I still had some left over, so I put that weed in my brother's car, okay, because he has this really strong air freshener, so it wouldn't stink up his car. It would just smell like, his car would just smell normal, right? So I put my weed in his car, right? And his car was like on the front of our driveway, and so I wake up in the morning. It's like the next day, and I wake up at like 6 a.m. because it was my brother's birthday, and usually whenever it's someone in my family's birthday, my mom usually does like some birthday breakfast, and everyone in our family has to come to this birthday breakfast. And essentially, I wake up on my brother's birthday, and I hear, Joe's home, Joe's home. And like, that's the name of my older brother that has his car sitting in the driveway. And like, my little siblings are extremely obnoxious and can be really loud in the morning. So I hear, Joe's home, he's home. And that's the first thing I wake up to. So I'm tired as fuck. My brain is in shambles because it was the night after my first time smoking weed. So I was like coming down from like a hungover high, if that makes any sense. And my brain was still like kind of out of it, right? And so I get out of bed and I hear my mom. I'm sitting in the kitchen getting some water because every morning when I wake up, I just go get some water. And I'm sitting in the kitchen, getting water, and essentially my mom looks at me. She's like, "Did you hear that Joe's home?" And I'm like, and as soon as just 1 + 1 added up in my mind, I was like, "Fuck," because at that moment I realized that my weed is in my brother's car, and he just got home, as well as all the little tobacco pieces are laying on the bottom in the back seat of his car. I realized that shit. I'm like, fuck, and it's like 8 a.m. in the morning at this point. I grab like a little dustpan. If you don't know what a dustpan, it's like what you sweep up your little piles. When you sweep a floor, okay, there's little piles of crumbs and stuff like that, and you have like a dustpan that you have to sweep those crumbs into. So essentially, I run into like my pantry immediately, and I grab this dustpan and I run out to my brother's car, hoping that he doesn't see it, because I think my mom said he was like asleep because he had gotten home really, really late. So I was like, fuck, this is a perfect time, please don't get caught. And I'm just freaking out, shaking the whole time. And so I'm like trying to sweep all this tobacco, all these little tobacco pieces off the floor of my brother's car into really quickly. So I end up sweeping all of this shit out. And the first thing, as soon as I walked in the car before I started sweeping that stuff out, though, it really, really smelled like weed. Like, not like really bad, like the air freshener was still a lot stronger than the weed smell. Like, it was like a 70-30, like 30% you could smell the weed a little bit. But essentially, I'm just fucking flipping out, and I'm sweeping this up. I finally finished sweeping all the little tobacco pieces, and then I run down to like my park. I dump it in the woods, and then I grab my like little Walmart bag of weed, and I remember just running home immediately, cleaning out one of my empty deodorant cans and just putting it in there. But yeah, that's pretty much the story. It was a pretty crazy story, pretty funny one to look back on. It was a really close call. I could have gotten in a lot of fucking trouble. Honestly, my brother really, really wouldn't have given a crap if he had found it. Honestly, he probably would have thought it was his. But yeah, around that time, I didn't know if my brother was cool, so I was kind of freaked out. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the story, make sure to leave a like on the video. Yeah, YouTube Zion, if you're watching this, bro, I have no bad blood between you, dog. I have no hard feelings between you at all, bro. Yeah, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like. This is like, I've been doing daily videos for about 2.5 months now, so if you do enjoy my content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. I was trying to record some CSGO gameplay, so I don't know if we will have CSGO gameplay for this video or not, but yeah, it has been your boy, the heroin addict, the wannabe fuckboy, the ugliest dude on the internet. Trust stories. Peace out. I love you guys.